It's a very simple principle that if you stay in your comfort zone, you're not going to grow. Welcome to my grandmother's workshop. She's a painter. We are officially digital nomads, so living out of a backpack, which is a very nice feeling, at least for me. And the thing that I wanted really to experience with nomadism is being able to be myself and to really keep my level of energy, my level of peace, my level of joy when I don't really know, when my circumstances are changing all the time, where I don't know, like I don't know where I'm going to be in a month, and I don't have any habits with the places I live in. I have to think everything, and that takes a lot of energy because everything is new. I sort of knew and I wanted nomad life to be a challenge, and it turns out to be one, as expected. And you might hear, you might have picked up on my voice and my energy being a bit, or at least that's how I'm feeling right now. Because the house that we are living in right now is a very big and very old house. So parts of the house are for the 13th century. There's a big tower. And so it's a beautiful house with a lot of history and a lot of heaviness. It is really, really heavy here. There are a lot of memories, a lot of entities. And so, I don't know, like if you know, but energies even out. So if I'm vibrating here and the house, which is super big, is vibrating here, our energies are going to sort of mix a bit like paint and color. And they're going to even out. But I'm a tiny titty thing and it's a big house. So it's like I'm going like this. And I've been really struggling to keep my energy to an extent that I hadn't experienced in, I don't know, since I was depressed, to be honest. So I find myself waking up exhausted. I have no creativity. I have no drive. And it's really challenging. And so what I have had to deal with and what I want to share with you is the whole human panicking because I wasn't feeling like I was able to access my resources, to access my creativity, my wisdom. And I was very scared that my business and everything that I have created would go down the drain because I wasn't feeling good. And I know that that's a fear that a lot of people have, especially sensitive people or people who've had mental health issues. We believe that we won't be able to lead our business and to stay in our power when circumstances become challenging and when we lose our energy, our creativity, our confidence, etc. And so I've had this fear, and I can tell you that you will be able to find strength inside you, and you will be able to lead your business even though everything around you is new, uncomfortable, creepy, even though it's really difficult. Because the resources that you have in you and the things that you leverage and use when you are creating, coaching, helping your clients in any way, these resources are always in you. And what changes is your ability that you think to access them. So even if you're tired, even if your whole mind is blurry, if you think that you can't put a word after another, all your power, all your skills, all your wisdom are here. You have two choices then. Do you decide to go into the human, to go into the pit and really think, oh no, I'm shit, I can't do anything, I'm stuck, and to like go down this spiral of I'm not powerful, I can't do it, etc. Or do you decide to say stop and to actually go push yourself, maybe spend more time meditating, more time journaling, more time actually centering yourself and access the person that you want to be, and therefore access your wisdom. I have been postponing making this YouTube video for 2 weeks at least. Every day I was thinking I'm going to make this YouTube video, and every day I was like, but what am I going to say? I'm not connected to anything interesting. I don't have anything interesting to say. I don't know where I'm going to put my camera, and it's awkward, and All these fears are fears from my human, and they are fears coming from beliefs telling me that I need to be perfect to be helpful, to welcome new clients. I need to be in a high energy to sell, etc., etc. And therefore completely blocking me from actually sharing with you something that is useful and something that comes from my real energy right now, that is an energy of someone super, super, super tired. And I guess that's the second thing I want to tell you, is that the obstacle is always the way. So when you feel that something is really particularly challenging you, like right in, that's where you have to stay. And that's where you actually have to face the challenge, because this is where you should grow. If life is challenging you there, and if it's really a challenge, it's because there is something to solve here. My big fear, and also I guess my problem as someone very anchored in the spiritual and not so much in the terrestrial, I tend to disconnect when it becomes too hard. I tend to go in my mind, I tend to go in the spiritual, and I tend to leave everything tangible. So making a YouTube video, taking action basically. And so the challenge of having to take action, still be me, be honest also with my energy, which is something that scares me, like many entrepreneurs, being like completely honest and vulnerable in front of you. All these things are presented to me now so I can improve on them. It's not going to get easier to be an entrepreneur, to not doubt myself, to develop my business wherever I am. It's not going to be easier with being a nomad. We tend to think that because we lure our mind thinking, oh no, but when I'm in Bali, it's going to be great, and I'm not going to be completely relaxed, and I won't have any fears, and blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. Like when I started my business, I thought, oh, when I make 10K months, I'm going to be great, I'm going to be relaxed, and no fear about running out of money, da-di-da-da. Because it's not because you start making 10K, 20K, 30K that you have the guarantee that you're going to be able to keep on making them. So you always have this fear that it just happened because, you know, circumstances chance, or it happened because my energy was that much, and therefore if I'm not the same, it's not going to be as good, etc., etc. So your mind is always going to find reasons to stress about things if you haven't addressed, unless you have addressed them. Most of my clients actually are quite scared or reluctant or uncomfortable with stories, Instagram stories. And it's funny because I see that when I push them into actually sharing more of themselves and sharing their true self and taking their leadership role in their stories, that's when they get reactions. That's when actually things happen. And that's the thing that scares them the most. So when they post a story, or they post the price of their coaching or something like that, something really scary, that's when like the human goes nuts. But that's what makes the difference in the business. All the things that I've had to do to get where I am, they scared the shit out of me. Really, making a YouTube video is super scary. Doing a live is super scary. Instagram post, super scary. But it's precisely because I was scared of these things and I was drawn to something that necessitated that I do them, that I developed the skills that I have today. It's a very simple principle that if you stay in your comfort zone, you're not going to grow. And if you're scared of any random thing, then you're still growing. It's not because you have anxiety about driving or talking to a man or a woman, making friends. It's not because you're stressed about these things that are considered for most people like basic, that you are not brave and that you're not courageous when you actually face them. So wherever your level of fear, you are always going to grow if you push the fear. It's your job to push the fear, because that's how you grow as a human. When you are challenged by something, give yourself love and give yourself the opportunity to actually grow through it. Because that's how you are really going to get to your full potential. That's how you're really going to grow and to be able to help others. through your coaching, through your creations, through anything you sell. And when it comes to that, a tip that I can give you is, instead of looking in the past for all the reasons why you're afraid, you're uncomfortable, and justifying why you are who you are, it's to look rather in the future at the person you want to be and the version of you that you want to be. Because taking things from the past is never going to help you grow. But having a point, a state of being that you want to achieve, that you want to be, and going towards there is what is going to make you grow. If you are, that's a metaphor by Alan Watts, and I find it great. If you are using your past as a reason for who you are or what you can achieve, it's like if you were driving a boat from the waves that it makes behind itself. You are at the front of the boat and you are choosing the direction, and you can choose any direction. The best direction is your dream, your intuition, the images you have in your mind. If you see yourself being interviewed on podcasts, on TV or whatever, then that's your direction. You don't need to know the exact roadmap, you just know it's north, the podcast interview, and you'll see. But focusing on the past and, no, but I'm shy, or I don't have anything to say, I'm not so interesting, I was bullied at school, blah, 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 then you're just finding yourself excuses and you're driving your boat with the waves that it leaves behind itself. So the obstacle is the way. Anything challenging is going to make you grow, and it's going to make you grow, and you're going to want to go over the obstacle because you have this image of yourself, of who you want to be in your mind. And that's what is going to drive you. Even if it's hard, even if you doubt, even if your human is going nuts and making you think that your life is going to collapse, just go through the obstacle. It's always going to go great. Think about a time in your life where it didn't. If you're here, if you're watching this video, you've always managed somehow to get to now. So you're going to be fine. You're always going to be able to figure things out. Yesterday I was guiding some of my clients through a meditation to release some past life trauma. And I know that when you say that, you're like, what? No, I don't want to go there. I'm going to cry. I'm going to feel anxiety. I'm going to feel pain. Yeah, so what? It's not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. It's just an emotion. An emotion is not you. In the same way that you're not your mind, an emotion is not you. It's the consequence of the connections in your mind, of beliefs that come from this life or past lives, whatever. It's just a vibration. Getting used to feeling my emotions has been the most empowering thing ever. Even more now that things are uncomfortable and scary and unknown, etc. Because when I encounter these emotions, when I feel they're there, I'm not keeping them in like I used to do. I actually release them. And I have a lot of different techniques to release them. And that makes that the emotion is not having a grip on me. I'm not blocked anymore. So really get used to feeling emotions. Having a panic attack, yes, it's scary. Yes, it's uncomfortable. Yes, your head is spinning. But it's just a panic attack. It's not you. It doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean that you're a poop or that you're a failed human being. It is just the result of beliefs that made you create all this anxiety. And so not only when you're traveling, but when you are a business owner, when you have your dream, when you're on the way of creating that dream life for yourself, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have fear, you're going to have to fight a lot of emotions. And being able to let the emotion out, realize that it's just a result of your human and it's your neural connections, is going to give you so much freedom. Because you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions. If you're feeling sad, there is something that is triggering, a thought that is triggering the feeling of sadness. What is it? Is it a good thought? Is it a thought the person that you want to be has? Look at that. That's really what I help you with in my coaching. This emotional power is really what is going to make you powerful and unstoppable, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of the number of spirits in the house you live in, if the things creak when you sleep, and oh, there are things in the walls also. You're going to be so much more powerful when you let emotions in, and when you sort of desacralize emotions. It's just emotions. Right now, as I'm making this video, I don't really know where I'm going to go. I don't really know if borders are going to open. I'm applying for a visa. I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's very, very blurry. And I only know so much about how much I can rely on financially. So I could go the overly control way and freak out about it and feel completely limited because no, I have to save up, I don't know. Or I can decide to, and that's what I recommend you to do, to trust and to surrender. To surrender to the fact that you don't know, but you are so powerful, you have your safety in you, you can control your emotions, there is no emotions you can't deal with. Because you are so empowered with this, you will be able to figure things out. You will be able to be in your power regardless of where you are, how circumstances are, how many clients are coming in, and all these kind of things. So in entrepreneurship, most people will tell you how to do things and really how to be in this like very controlling state. But it's not what is going to enable you to create a business and a life that don't only bring you money, but also joy and time and freedom, which is how I think any business should be. There's no point in just having money if you don't have time or energy or, I don't know, people to spend time with if you like people. So So trust that you are presented with the right circumstances to grow, to be a stronger person, to evolve in your level of consciousness as well, and to help other people. I truly believe that each and every one of us, we have something to bring to others and as a consequence to the world, and that's our contribution. My contribution is helping you step in your power, in your emotional power, realize that you are not your thoughts, that you're not your emotions, and that you're so much bigger than that. And that by accessing that, you can help others with what you're so talented with. So right now, what I'm actually doing is that I'm going to post this video, even though my human is telling me, Ariane, there is no structure in this video, you're going to lose everyone, all your subscribers are going to go away, and it's not going to go well. I decided to trust the fact that what I've been saying here and the energy that I'm in is going to be enough. And it's going to be right for you if you're feeling that it's touching you right now. I will see you in the next one. I don't know where I will be, probably not here. And I am sure that I'm going to have even more things to tell you about being powerful in any circumstance. I wish you a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.